Hi, this is Andreas. Welcome to my garage. This is right at the very start of the game. This is what you start with. A lot of noise when you're turning around. Sounds like he's tap dancing in dust and metal. I don't understand why they have all that noise. You should only have footsteps at the most. So you don't have much of a garage. You can't do nothing much other than drain oil and stuff like that. You've got one of these engine crane, but it's not actually an engine crane. This is the thing what I say about the way that they're calling things by wrong names. This is just a mount for an engine, and you lift it up with the engine crane, and then you put it on this, which is an engine mount, and it allows you to actually work on the engine and turn it and move it around. And you can even, if you connect all the parts up on an engine mount like this, you can actually then start the engine up on this. And I've actually done this before myself in real life. Had an engine running. I've had an engine running on a crate, on a wooden crate on the floor. You know, just fire it up to see whether it's going to actually fire and make a noise, and see if you can just tell whether it's going to turn over okay. It goes. So, you know, it's always a good test that it fires up. If it's just been taken out of a car and going to be sold to you, you know, you go to like a scrapyard to buy a spare engine, either for spares or repairs or fitting it in your car. I mean, I was driving down the motorway and my engine dropped a big end bearing, pushed a crank through the side of the engine and all the rest of it, as it does. Anyway, so, you know, I've had a bit of experience as a mechanic. This is not an engine crane, it's called an engine mount, or you know, it's just a fixed point. It's not a crane because you don't lift anything with this. You can see it's got no means of lifting anything. You lift it out with an engine hoist, and then you bring it over to here, or you bring this over to the engine, and then you fix it on here, and then you can bowl it about on this. Generally, the engine hoist is not a good thing to move it around on, although you can do, because this has better wheels on it usually, and it's a fixed thing. There's no swinging like with when we see an engine hoist. You see it has a swingy chain on it and a swinging bit of metal, so that means that it swings backwards and forwards whilst you're bringing it. Anyway, let's get on with the first job. It's quite look like nice new office desks, don't they? There's never been any mechanics work on here with an oily piece of an engine or oily hands, because that would be blathered in oil normally. Those have just been bought out of, apart from the fronts, those have just been brought out of somebody's office and put here. It looks like it's out of, you know, an apartment in GTA or something. Anyway, at the moment we can. The phone is pointless because you can, anywhere in your garage, you can just do that and look for the jobs. Okay, so some of the things they've put on this game wheel are ridiculous. Why have that in there? It's a waste of time and a waste of triggers and all the rest of it. This has to be a box triggered area and everything to put the phone in, but I won't go into that. And there with the points, this later on can be triggered by going to this thing, the tablet, which I think is a bit ridiculous. Never mind. So we'll pretend we haven't got that ability on the wheel, because we like to make ourselves cups of tea and stuff, don't we? We haven't got an office either. The office will sort of appear here, I think. I'm not sure. Anyway, and we can't also, when we very first start the game, we can't go anywhere, I don't think. We can't go to the junkyard. We can go to the test track, but there's nothing to go in. The car salon, which is a ridiculous place to go to. Parking, and your garage, which is where we are now. Racetrack you can go to, but you can't go to the car auctions. And as we progress in the game, various barns will pop up around here. I say I'm already at 50 hours in the game, but what we're going to do here is we're going to, because I had a mistake in the audio, we're going to go back and start again, and then we'll jump across to the point where I was in the game. And currently, if we look at the toolbox, it tells us where we are in our upgrade, and I've currently got this upgrade here in my other game, so we're going to go through to that in this part, and then we'll jump over to the other channel. So let's choose a job. We'll take that order. We have no choice really. And also, I've just been back in my other game and noticed that there was a new car valeting add-on outside the door. I never noticed it ever before, so unless I watch some of my videos that I made previously, I won't really know. So there's that car. Takes a little bit long time to come in, I think. What's wrong with this car? It's a year and a half ago I bought this car, my son this car. He said that he's not interested in anything except filling it up at the gas station. Please check the oil and the tyres. And you change the oil and drain the oil down and fill it with new. And then there's the standard tyres B and the fuel filter to fix, I think. So we'll put that on the ramp. We've only got the one. Knock this button here to get the ramp up. Look at the state of it. A bit rusty. Let's take it all the way up, making sure that we've got the room in the ceiling for the bonnet. We have. We'll get the oil out of the car. And the way that you do this is you just press the button, which is ridiculous because you should be able to open the oil sump. I would have thought with a game like this that I put so much emphasis on taking the bolts out and that it would have done that. Should we change the oil filter as well, did it say? Air filter, fuel filter. Let me just unscrew the oil filter. Some people might find this a little bit awkward, and I'll put the oil filter back in, see if it's any good. 70%, that's okay. Because there's another thing on there, it says to you on every job, oh, it wants 100%, repair with minimal parts condition, but it doesn't say anything about the actual oil filter needing to be replaced. They want me to put a new fuel filter in, an air filter, and then standard tyres need redoing. So it's not a good angle to be at, but let me take all the tyres off like so. And see if we can see the fuel filter. We can. Accessible from the engine bay only. Let's go and put one of these on the tyre changer. Separate those parts. And we need standard tyre Bs. And we'll do the same with the other one. There's a brake shoe there, look, needs sorting out, but you know, it didn't say anything about the brake shoes. Yellow. I don't know what the percentages are for red, green and yellow, but you know, they didn't ask for anything else, so we're just going to do what the customer wants. We used to have that a lot in our garage. People come in and they'd say, oh, I don't want this, I don't want that, I just want a nice cheap job. And so, well, yeah, but if you don't replace the XYZ, it'll just make your tyres wear faster, usually like the tracking and stuff like that, you know. So take that one off, put another one on, separate those parts. Whilst that's doing, we'll nip back to the computer, walk all the way over here, we'll buy tyres, standard tyre B, off-road tyre, standard tyre B. Oh, what size was it? The standard tyre B, no, we don't want to sell it, was, and I can hardly see these, I have to actually get a magnifying glass, even though I've got a big monitor. 205 by 55R, so that's radials, 16-inch rims, 205. Standard tyre B, 16-inch rims, oops, 205, 55 radial. One, I only got one. Let me do that again. I need 3 more. 16-inch rims, 205, 55s. And then what we'll do is we'll take that one off there and we'll assemble one. Yeah, that's okay, and a new tyre. Then we'll take that off there and we'll put it on there. Yes. No, hang about. Oh. That was a bit ridiculous. Silly bee. Might as well. I want to assemble that with a new tyre. And then what I'd meant to do was put one on the wheel balancer. So we'll take that off there and we'll put it on the wheel balancer. And then we'll take another one to bits. And assemble one. We'll take that one off there. I don't think we have another one, do we? Oh, it's got a new tyre on it, yes, that's good. No, that's the one we just had. We'll take that off there and we'll put it on there. Yeah, that's the one that's unbalanced. Yes. We're going to assemble another one so that we're ready. This should open first. Put it on here. And then assemble the last one. No. Don't want to separate, sorry. I want to put it together. I haven't done this bit for a while, so we'll put that on there, get that going. Stick that one back on. And that one back on. And go grab the last wheel off there. All balanced up. Oops, not parts inspection. And then we'll take a look at the requirements. Air filter, fuel filter. Let's get this car down. There's the fuel filter. And there's the air filter. We'll take the clips off. Maybe want some new clips. We don't know until we've had a look at it. And I don't know so the parts we need is whatever the name of that is. 70% on the clips are okay, so we just need a new air filter and fuel filter. So now we need to go back to the standard main shop. That looks like the one, $11. And the fuel filter, make sure I buy the right thing, because I often buy the coil by mistake. But my tip for you is, as you'll see, fuel filter, 30 quid for fuel filter. God, you know, I mean, what price is that, you know? 18 minutes on this video. We'll install the air filter, install the top. It said 100%, but it's just the new parts, I think, not the oil filter, not the, because the oil filter was the same. We'll just try it anyway though. But technically speaking, if they wanted everything replacing that was involved in the job, then you'd have to have brand new clips, a new top, a new base, because if you're doing anything on the air filter and they want it all brand new, then you're talking a brand new body on the air filter and brand new clips, aren't you? So the fuel filter, brand new. Because it did say on this job it wanted everything 100%, but now we've done all those jobs, we can finish the order. But just before we go, there is one thing we like to do with these cars. Stick it back near the door, is to go rag it out on the track. So let's jump in. Make sure she starts. I think it's running. Go out here and go to the racetrack. No oil in the engine. Oh, sorry. Nearly broke your car, mate. Sorry. Sorry. That's because when we used to do oil changes, we never used to do them like this. We used to take the oil plug off. This can dips back when it's nearly full, and then it overflows. So you can literally stop there if you wanted to. And then we'll just back out of that. We used to stand the oil plug. We used to fasten it up, but then we used to stand the sump plug actually on the dash on a little bit of rag, so that we knew before we started it, and with the keys attached to it, because it was often magnetic, so that you did not start the car without putting your oil in it. But obviously, you know, there's different people have different jobs. Racetrack, they have different ways of doing the jobs. Or we put a note on it. As soon as you drain the oil, a note right across the clock, so you can't look at the speed or anything, and it'd say no oil. And we just have this little standard card. It was actually like a placemat for a cup that was on the back of it was plastic one from a local garage who supplied us electrical parts. And we used to put this, and we had it written on an indelible link at on the back of it, no oil. So I put no oil, because it was a joke for the cup, no oil in your cup, you know. And you'd often be drinking cups of tea and eating sandwiches while you're mending the car, and you'd have oil all over your sandwiches, which wasn't good for your health, but you know, that's the way you do things when you're in the garage. Right, we're going to grab the controller for this and see how fast we can get around this track. I have had some experience on this, so I do know this track. The mirrors aren't working again. And I can do this track in that car in the tutorial in the bolt cape. I can do this in 1:14. No, sorry, no, I can't. Oops. I can do it in 1:30 in the bolt cape, but in the Mazda, is it the RX-7? I can do it in 1:15. Oh no! I won't be showing off this time round, 103. I'm usually at 58 when I go under this sign here. It's not going to work, 150. But the RX is a lot faster. It's actually an RX-5, I think, but it's not the right car. They haven't got any license agreements with the cars in this game, I don't think, just yet. 131. Massive, big, heavy car that I've driven around here in. No, 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 no! Go, stay on the track, mate. Stay on the track. Thank you. Well, usually go through here at 12 or 11 seconds. So I'm like 5 seconds off. The suspension on this is bouncing around like it was an old cape anyway, so give it a kick. Kick. I said kick it. On the handbrake, which is on the yellow button, by the way. Which is unusual because I like them on the red button or on the bumper button. Colin McRae style. No, that's well out of whack. I might have gained a few seconds, but now 58 seconds I should be driving under that sign over there. So I'm not going to do it this time round. So have you tested the car? Yeah, put oil in it and we ragged it. We just rubbed your brand new tyres out. Got flat spots on them and all sorts of stuff. So it's not going to be much better time. If I can. Seconds off. Let's see if we can cut. That might increase. Mind you, would get a foul for that in a real race. Let's cut this car off. We're cheating, I know. So don't worry about it. I'm not going to be serious about this. So don't let me repair your car, because this is what I do with it when I fixed it. 57, 58, yeah, well I might get a chance. Crossing the line somewhere near 115. It's not as fast on acceleration, no. That's about the fastest I'm going to be able to do it in this car. Without a heck of a lot of practice. There's about 3 laps for you. So let's end by flat spotting his tyres. Okay, and then we'll return to garage. So that was the end of this video, and thank you very much. If we can get back to the garage before 30 minutes is up in this, and if it's going to go real fast and give us the next screen, let's fly back into the garage. I forgot my keys, just a minute, I'm looking for them. Did I lock the garage? I can't remember. When I get back in there, I bet you all my stuff's been stolen. Yeah, it'd be great if it was multiplayer and other people could come along and, you know, hijack your garage, as it were, you know, and you find somebody else on your ramps. Or you have to find a place maybe to repair the car, and you do it yourself as a mechanic, as a freelancer, and say, will you come and work for me? And you could have your friends come and work for you, or you know, anybody online, if you want to open it to anybody online, or you could just have your friends in. So as a competing garage, you can offer to do jobs for lower and lower prices, you know, in order to pick up these jobs. And you might even, if you're a racer, you might have other people work on your car, so you'll get people who can do you a really nice tune-up. It'd be nice to have a game like that where you could, you know, have other people tune up your cars for you, or tune them up yourself, I don't know. Right, so this is obviously taking longer than expected, so I'll leave this until the next video, and I'll see you when we get in there. So go and watch the next video. Are we there? Are we there? Are we there? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? No, we're not. Okay. Oh, here we go. Yes, right, so let's sell, oh, not sell this car, let's sell this car. No, let's end this job. So hopefully it's all fixed and he's happy with that. We got 1,671, so we actually spent 691 on it, so 691 on it, so we're talking about a grand, give or take 20 quid. So we've made ourselves with 3,607. I know we're at 4,007. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, because it took our money off us as well that we'd spent, so we was actually it's giving us the money back. So we've got another job to get. Let's do it right. What does this need? Repair with the parts in minimal condition of 67%. Brake problems provided. So I'll see you in the next video, and we'll get this one fixed, okay? So, tatty bye.